Well, what is going on? It's Reed here from Lil Pop Studios, and you're watching VFX with me.
Lil Pop Studios.
Well, what's up guys, my name is Farid from Lil Pop Studios and you're watching VFX with Reed, a series on YouTube where we take the Hollywood effects or the bigger effects and break them down into simpler bits for you, the one at home, to be able to understand. Today's effect, we are going into anime. Any anime lover is gonna love this video because we are going to recreate an effect from My Hero Academia, and that is Endeavor's flame. Even though we are not going to make it Even though we are not going to make it look that real, we are going to give it some kind of anime-ish look. We're going to be using Adobe After Effects for this one. So without any further ado, let's just jump into the shots then. Now for the shots, since we are poor, since we don't have resources, we are going to be using just Adobe After Effects. We'd have to shoot our talent with the face directly facing the camera and not moving the head around like this, or else you would have to buy a tracker like Mocha, which we don't have money, right? We are going to be using the face tracking inside Adobe After Effects, and for that to work, your head shouldn't be moving like you're about to die. Let's finish up with the shots and then jump right into After Effects. After Effects, and then start the tutorial, or let's just create an anime-ish effect then. Let's go into it now. Network. Let's just get into the effect. Well, the first thing we are going to do is we are going to create the fire. So first we are going to create a new composition and name it as fire, and in the composition we are going to create a new solid and then add the fractal noise effect to it. You can then adjust the parameters to your choice, but mine are, well, first change the fractal type to subscale, the noise type to soft linear, the contrast to 150, the brightness 0, and the complexity to be 6. Then you can now go into the effects again, look for the curves effect and bring down the blacks so the blacks can show well and the whites can also show well, or you can increase the contrast. It depends on your creative taste. Now you can then animate the evolution. It depends on how fast you want your fire to move. Well, then if you use my parameters, you should be getting something like this. So now you can pre-compose the solid and move all attributes into the new composition. You can then rename it as however you want to rename it, in like however you can identify it. Well, then we head on into the effects panel again and we are going to look for the tint effect. Now with this tint effect, we are going to map the blacks to something dark red and the whites to something orangey to give us this kind of a fiery look. Well, then right after that, you should be getting something like this. Well, then we now have to import our shot footage and we now have to do some stabilization, which is very easy to do. You just have to move into the tracker panel, look for stabilize motion, and then put the stabilization on something which does not move, and I decided to place mine on his nose. So right after that, you make sure that position alone is checked, and then you just click on the track forward button and let After Effects do its thing. So today's sponsor is none other person than you. So I don't need to say that much again. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, thank you for commenting, and let's just get back into the video. What the shit? Well, then this time, since we are not applying the track to anything but just our video, we just click on apply and make sure it's on X and Y, and then we click on OK. Well, now you can right click and pre-compose your stabilized footage, and then you can rename it to stabilized comp or anything you want to rename it to. Move our attributes into new composition and then click on OK. Well, now you can then scale it to make sure that your head is inside the middle. And one other method I tried using was the face tracking, which didn't work for me. That's because my camera didn't really have any much quality. So stabilization was the best option for me, so I just decided to forgo the face tracking method and move into the stabilization method then. So now for the stabilization, since our nose was already inside the middle, all we just needed to do was to import the fire comp that we made into our new composition, and then you can now mask out the parts that you want, like the beard, the eyes, and all those things. And I wanted to add some puppet spins that was like for the masking, which didn't really work, so I just really had to forgo that idea. So right after you have masked all your face points and all those things, you feather all of them by 5 just to remove any hard edges. Well, then you just have to jump into the effects tab and then look for the turbulent displacement effect and drop it right into our fire comp, and then you now have to start experimenting. It took me like 7,562 hours to find out the perfect well, I even had to increase the mask so that it wouldn't really show up the hairs and the parts of my talent's body inside the real-time footage, which you wouldn't also want to happen to you. So let's just continue. Well, then after 752,000 tries, I finally land on my turbulent displays values. Well, I had to do a few more tweaks with my masks, added a new adjustment layer and added some color corrections like a photo filter, a new color correction, I already said that, a new brightness and contrast, some exposure and all those things. And then I had to go and look for some embers online and bring them back into my composition and just do some tweaks, reduce the opacity, change the blend modes and all those things. And by the time I finished, I had an effect like this. And that was it, guys. You can leave a comment in the comment section on whatever you want to tell me. Maybe you can just tell me anything you want to tell me and I'll be glad to start a conversation with you either in the comments or in my DM. And whenever you use my tutorial to start something, I guess then you can just send it to me on Instagram at Lil Pap Studios. You can send it to me on Facebook at Lil Pap Studios again. You can send it to me on WhatsApp. Link is in the description again. Every single time I say this. Till the next episode, get some creative ideas and keep it real. Peace out.